Hello students, welcome to Computer Science Teacher class. Today we are going to study about basic concepts of operating system. This information is brought to you by tutorialspoint.com. So an operating system is an interface between a computer user and computer hardware. An operating system is a software which performs all the basic tasks like file management, memory management, process management, handling input and output, and controlling peripheral devices such as disk drives and printers. So, operating system is a main system into a computer which interface between the user and the computer hardware. So, it communicates through a user and make the system understands that what the user want from it. Some popular operating systems include Linux operating system, Windows operating system, VMS, OS 400, AIX, ZOS, macOS, Android, etc. So the definition of an operating system is a program that acts as an interface between the user and the computer hardware and controls the execution of all kinds of programs. In this diagram, we can see that multiple users are handled by an operating system to access the hardware. So here an operating system acts as a middleman between the user and the hardware, where operating system works as a software which is also known as a system software, and it makes the user access the hardware such as CPU, RAM, and input output devices. So following are some of important functions of an operating system. So operating system performs following tasks. These are memory management, processor management, device management, file management, security, control over system performance, job accounting, error detecting aids, coordination between other software and users. Now we are going to study about all these managements by the operating system. So memory management refers to management of a primary memory or main memory. Main memory is a large array of words or bytes where each word or byte has its own address. Main memory provides a vast storage that can be accessed directly by the CPU. For a program to be executed, it must be in the main memory. So how a operating system processing all this memory, now we are going to study that. Keeps track of primary memory, that is what part of it is are in use by whom, what part are not in use. In multiprogramming, the OS decides which process will get memory, when and how much, allocates the memory where a processor requests it to do so, deallocates the memory when a process no longer needs it and has been terminated. So operating system is keeping a track of a primary memory where it is saying what part of a memory is being used and when to use and how much of a memory portion has to be used to perform any task. It also performs the task of allocating a memory to a different applications. And after the completion of the task, the deallocation of memory is also be taken care by an operating system. Second is processor management. In multi-programming environment, the OS decide which process gets the processor when and for how much time. This function is called process scheduling. We can understand the function of an operating system to process the management, like it keeps track of processor and status of process. The process responsible for this task is known as traffic controller, allocates the processor or a CPU to a process, deallocates processor when a process is no longer required. So same as a memory, here operating system also keep the track of the processor and make it available for performing any task. It allocates the processor to any process, and after completion of the work, it also deallocates the processor. Next is device management. An operating system manages device communication via their respective drivers, and operating system keeps track of all devices program responsible for this task, which is also known as IO controller, input output controller. So operating system decides which process gets the device when and for how much time, allocates the device in the efficient way, deallocates devices. So same as the memory and the processor, operating system also allocates the devices which have to be in use while performing any specific task. File management. A file management is normally organized into directories for easy navigation and usage. These directories may contain files and other directions. And an operating system does the following activities for file management, like keeps track of information, location, usage status, etc. The collective facility are often known as file system. Decides who gets the resources, allocates the resources, and deallocates the resources. Means the main purpose of an operating system to keeping the track of the different activities, deciding the resources, allocating the resources, and deallocating the resources. It may be a file management, it may be a processor management, or a memory management. So other important activities by an operating system are security by means of password and similar other techniques. It prevents unauthorized access to program and data. Operating system control over system of performance by recording delays between request for a service and response from the system. Job accounting. Keep track of time and resources used by various jobs and users. Error detecting aids, production of dumps, traces, error messages, and other debugging and error detecting aids. Coordination between other softwares and users. Operating system coordinate and assign compiler, interpreter, assemblers, and other softwares to the various users of the computer system. So these are the definition of an operating system, working of an operating system, the responsibility that takes an operating system to perform any task in a computer. So in our next video, we'll study further about the operating system. Thank you very much and stay safe. Thanks.